Right, so let's have a look at question 21C part 2 from the 2013 Revised Higher Physics paper. It says that explain why the driving force must be increased with time to maintain a constant acceleration. So as time is passing, this car is speeding up. And so the first, sorry, not car, it's a motorcycle. So the first thing to consider, I'm going to draw my motorcycle here again, nice simple drawing, is that we have a driving force which is forward, and originally that was 1800 newtons. And we have a frictional force, and at 2 seconds, I think we calculated the frictional force, can't remember, what was it? 350 minus 350. So we can add that in as well. Over here, 350 newtons. So that's our frictional force acting to oppose the motion. But as this car speeds up, you'll know as you put your hand out the window in a car, or a motorcycle in this case, I keep calling it a car, sorry, the air resistance increases. So that's the first statement that we must make. It's very important that we say this. It says in the marking scheme, the faster it goes, the faster it goes, the greater the air resistance. And so that's the first statement. What that means is that this number is going to get bigger. And if that number gets bigger, then the overall unbalanced force, remember the unbalanced force is the difference between the drive force and the frictional force. I'll call that FD for drive and FR for frictional force. So if that number is getting bigger because it's speeding up, then the unbalanced force is getting smaller overall. And so that will mean that the acceleration is decreasing. Remember, unbalanced force is mass times acceleration. So the acceleration is decreasing. So back to the question, why must the driving force be increased to maintain a constant acceleration? Because increasing the driving force counteracts the frictional force increasing. So probably the way I would write that would be to say that the driving force, or FD, must increase to maintain constant unbalanced force. And that would allow us to get the full mark. It's quite a difficult question to get it right. You need to talk about this section first of all. The faster it goes, the greater the air resistance, and most people will get that. The second mark is harder to get because you need to be clear about showing that you understand that what's going on here. As the frictional force increases, because the driving force is constant, that would mean F would get smaller. So we must increase the driving force to maintain this F as a constant value, so as to maintain the acceleration. So it's quite hard to get the full 1 mark for that.